Well, morning, morning. Perfect. Lovely to see you on this beautiful sunny day. Gorgeous where we are, and hopefully you've got some sunshine too. So this one, just to make you think during the class, this certainly made me think. The newspaper, which we get every day, has a little infograph on the front page or inside the front page. And this was one last week, and it really took me aback. Actually, I was really quite sad when I read it as well. So it was about mobile phones. And it's really quite shocked. So losing a mobile phone is more stressful than divorce, being fired from a job, or having financial difficulties for 1 in 3 people in Britain, according to research. A survey for gadget insurer firm Protect Your Bubble found a third of those polled were more worried about losing a mobile than any other life-changing event. I was really shocked by that. I mean, I know a lot of us rely on our mobile phones, but to put it above divorce and losing a job was really something. But it then went on to talk about top worries. So top worries for smartphone users. So the main worry was running low on battery. The second biggest worry was losing signal. Well, that happens around here all the time. And the third biggest worry was texting the wrong person. Well, I guess it depends what you're saying, doesn't it, and who it was intended for. And that really, really made me think. I know we are, as a nation, we've all become reliant on our mobile phones, and I'm certainly falling into that category. I use it an awful lot. But I was really quite shocked by that statistic. So during the practice, if you have got your phone in the room, the challenge is to put it to one side and not be tempted when perhaps we're holding a pose or at the beginning of a class to sneak it and have a quick peep and pop it to one side. I have been tempted to do that when I've been doing my own class. I have a phone in the room, so I know the temptation, so pop it to one side. And just for this practice, almost imagine, just as we can put our phones onto silent and on kind of rest mode, see this as your opportunity to tune out yourself, almost put yourself on rest mode, to hit that button and switch off. Your time to switch off, close those tabs that are open and switch off. So we're going to start going down. A little challenge. So there's also the final part of this infograph was the top 5 things Britons couldn't go a day without. The top 5 things. So at the end of class, we'll have a little quiz, and we'll see if we can come up with them. So don't let it dominate the practice, but maybe have a think of that towards the end of the practice. The things that you think you couldn't do without. Let's start lying down today. Yoga is obviously the top one for us, isn't it? That's a no-brainer. Let's keep our feet on the floor, the knees bent up towards the ceiling. Let's place ourselves very carefully here. Interlacing the hands, just bring your hands behind your head. You can free up your thumbs and just run your thumbs down your neck. Point your elbows up towards the ceiling. So supporting your head now, just going to lift the head just a little way from the floor. Just let the weight really hang in your hands there. And then very gently, just have a little shake of the head from side to side, a little turn of the head, so the chin turning from one side to the other. Lovely, just easing out through the neck and then coming back to center. Imagine now that very gently you want to just elongate through the back of the neck. So a very gentle upwards tug of the hands and keeping that length very, very carefully with real tender care. Place the back of your head down on the mat and release your hands down alongside you. We're going to bend the elbows and point the fingertips up towards the ceiling, the palms facing in like a little robot. Now drive your elbows and upper arms into the mat. See if you can lift your chest up and snuggle your shoulder blades down the back, maybe even a little closer towards one another. And then as you relax the back down, you might need to adjust your head. So we've really created a little bit of space. Relax the arms down alongside you, palms down or up towards the ceiling, whatever feels most comfortable for your shoulders. Press into the soles of the feet. Last little bit. Let's lift the lower back, lifting the hips just a little way. Tuck the tailbone under. Imagine you want to curl it towards your face. Lengthen your sit bones towards your heels as you lower the hips all the way down to the floor. So we've really created that sense of space and care before we've even started. And from there, you can walk your feet wide, you can rest your knees together, you can stretch out one leg and then the other. The choice is yours. Let's start just by closing the eyes this morning, if you're comfortable with that. And take a moment to arrive. We've all had busy weeks, maybe a busy morning, things to do ahead of us for the rest of the day and the rest of the week. But let's just see if we can begin to almost close those tabs so that we can really focus on this hour, this moment, our practice ahead of us. So using our breath to really root us in the here and now. Nice deep breath in. If you can, beginning to draw the breath deep down into those lowermost lobes of your lungs. So you're really bringing the breath down into your belly. That might take a few breaths to achieve that. And each exhale is an opportunity to just kiss goodbye to the week you've had so far, the morning you've had so far, whatever might have brought you to the mat this morning. Seeing if you can just breathe that away. So you can start your practice unencumbered by any worries or niggles. Lovely. So it's a nice flow this morning, and almost seeing the flow as a moving meditation that we can, again, just kind of lose ourselves within the movement, marrying the movement with our breath, so we can really enjoy that sense of giving ourselves this time freely without any sense of guilt or worries that we ought to be doing something else. Plenty of time in the rest of the day to catch up with that to-do list, but really giving yourself this time freely and generously. So let's just start with some nice gentle stretches to wake ourselves up on this beautiful Wednesday morning. Stretching the legs out nice and long if you haven't done so already. Toes point up towards the ceiling. You're going to interlace the hands and take the arms back above the head, pushing the palms away from you. And as you do so, start to wake up through your feet, following your toes a little bit more actively towards your face. Your heels might even lift a little bit from the mat. Let's take a nice deep breath in that lovely stretch. And as you exhale, bring the right knee in towards your chest. So you can flip your palms just around the top of the knee there, bringing that knee in towards your chest. Neck stays nice and long as we start with the ankle. Few circles each way with that right ankle, keeping the toes moving, keeping the shoulders and the face nice and soft. Few circles each way. Let's make sure you change direction. And then releasing that leg, taking the arms back above the head, back into that delicious stretch. Push the palms a little bit more actively away from you. Pull the toes towards your face, take a nice breath in. And as you breathe out, let's change legs. So left knee, give it a hug, flipping the hands over so you've got your palms just cupping the knee there. And we'll do those little ankle circles with your left foot. Oh, and one side always feels stiffer. So you can keep those right toes up towards the ceiling, anchoring yourself down. And then releasing the leg, coming back to that lovely stretch. Let's take a nice inhale. Exhale, right knee comes in. Holding on around the knee. And this time we'll bring a little bit of movement into the hip. So just start to open the knee out to the side and then bring it back to your chest. Seeing all the time if you can keep that left heel grounded, toes up towards the ceiling. So nice active anchor point there. Might be a big movement, might be a smaller movement. Just easing some movement into the hip this morning. When the knee comes back into your chest, let's take an inhale as you release the leg, release the arms back into that lovely stretch. Exhale, let's hug the left knee in this time. Lovely. And again, those little hip openers out to the side and back in with the chest. And the right toes have a tendency to kind of roll open to the right. So seeing if you can quite actively press that heel down, toes up towards the ceiling. Lovely. Let's keep the left knee where it is and then just slide the right knee back in to join it. So bringing one hand on each knee now And you might want to have a little rock from side to side or a circle of the knees there. So a little massage across the tops of the buttocks and into the lower back there. Oh, warming up gently this morning. And then hugging the knees in and down towards your chest. So you might feel a nice stretch through the lower back. Take a nice breath in. As you breathe out, peeling up head and shoulders, nose coming towards your knee. And just kind of coming into that tight, tight little ball, stretching out through the upper back and the lower back. Take one more inhale there. As you exhale, lower the head, lower the shoulders. Both hands to right knee, so you can just let that left foot fall to the floor, knee up towards the ceiling. Let's wake up the hamstring, so interlacing the hands around the back of the leg, taking the right leg up towards the ceiling. And this time, let's just point and flex the foot. So you might start to sync that up with your breath, inhaling for one movement, exhaling as you change. Doesn't matter which. Lovely. And then keep the foot flexed, very gently beginning to elongate and open through the back of the leg, making sure again that tension hasn't crept into the face and the shoulders. Take one more nice breath in as you push the heel up and breathing out. Let's release the foot to the floor, changing sides. So left knee coming in, holding on around the back of the leg. Hands can be low down towards your bottom to support the hamstring as you extend the leg up, little bend in the knee maybe. Still warming up as you start to pedal out the foot, flexing and pointing, slowing it down. Again, maybe starting to marry that up with your breath. And then we'll flex the foot, so toes pulling down, heel pushing up. Just try gently to open up through the back of the knee, maybe pressing the back of the leg against your hands and your hands resisting. Let's take one more inhale. Exhaling as you bring both feet down to the floor, knees and ankles together now. And we'll rise up onto the balls of the feet as you take the arms out level with the shoulders. So nice T shape there, stretching the arms apart. Let's ground through the shoulder blades. We'll take an inhale. Exhale, take a little tip of the knees to the right, maybe just a little way, and roll your head to the left. Inhale through center. Exhaling over to the left with the knees, chin to the right. And just do a little tick-tock now from side to side. So you're trying to keep your inner knees and your ankles touching. So that top foot might even lift a little bit as you come into that twist. So very gently, we're going to come into some deeper twists, but just beginning to warm up through the back. Last time over to the left. So finish off that cycle you're doing. And when you bring the knees back into center from the left side, bring them back in towards your chest, this time knees wide, ankles hooked, and circle the knees round in one direction. Come up to seated in a minute. So changing the cross of your ankles and the direction of your circle. Lovely. Now deciding whether you want to just roll onto one side this morning if you're feeling less than energetic, or if you want to have a little play, holding on around the backs of the knees, just start to rock up and down through the spine, a little bit of momentum there. Have a little play, keep the chin tucked in, and then we'll roll our way up to seated, morning, morning, and we'll stretch both legs out in front of you, toes up towards the ceiling. You might want to prop yourself up on a cushion there so you can sit up nice and tall through the spine. So a little bit of a twist here, but it's maybe a different one than we've done before. So left hand comes to the outside of the right thigh or knee. Keep the toes pointing up towards the ceiling. You're going to inhale and take the right arm up. And as you exhale, we're going to twist to the right and make a little cactus, so right angle with that right elbow drawing down. So you're really working the muscles of the back. Inhale to center, reaching up, turning the chest. Exhale as you release. So right hand outside of left leg. We'll try that again. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, reach up, left arm. Exhale, twist to the left. Take that little cactus. Elbow draws down. Or maybe just level with the shoulder. Inhale through center. Exhale, left hand to outside of right leg. Let's sync up with the breath. Inhale, right arm lifts. Take that twist to the right. Drawing the elbow down. Taking a little turn. Inhale through center. Exhale, right hand outside of left leg. Left arm lifting. Keep those toes flexed. Exhale as you take that little twist. So we're really working the muscles of the back. Let's do one more each way. So right arm lifts as you inhale. Really get that lovely length through the spine. Try and keep that length as you turn to the right. It's not going to be a big twist. but hopefully you can feel those muscles around the shoulder and the back working. Last time with the left arm, reaching up as you inhale, taking that little twist to the left as you exhale. Lovely. Coming back through center, feet flexed. Let's inhale, raise up both arms this time. Pop a little softness in the knees. Exhale, let's come into a forward fold this morning. So a generous bend in the knees if you need to. Chin tucking in towards your chest. So the crown of the head and the tips of your ears are extending forwards. If you want to begin to slide your heels away from you, so opening up through the back of the knee, feel free. If the hamstrings are super tight this morning, keep a nice bend in your knees and just fold yourself over your thighs there. Lovely. Let's just hold that for one more breath. And then slowly, slowly walking the hands back towards you so you can sit up nice and tall. Crossing your right leg in front of your left leg now. So you can cross heel in front of heel or slide the feet a little further apart. If you're crossing mid-shin, try and flex your feet so your toes are pointing towards the front. Lovely. We're going to bring the left hand down. Inhale as you reach the right arm up. And as you exhale, let's take a nice side bend this time. Inhale, we're just going to reach that right arm out to the side, looking over the fingertips. And as you exhale, we're going to come back into that side bend. So inhale, reach to the right, look to the right, you're looking just beyond the fingertips, palm up. Exhale, so again, a nice one to open the chest. Let's do just once more. Inhale, reach and lengthen through that right arm. Exhale, over to the side, lovely. Keep the right arm pointed up towards the ceiling now as you sit yourself up nice and tall. And then right fingertips come over the top of the head, just to the top of your left ear. And we'll very gently draw right ear towards right shoulder. You can creep the left fingertips away from you if you want to increase that stretch. Now, very gently here, we don't want to hurt the neck, very gently begin to press your head into your hand and your hand into your head. Very, very gently. Just creating some space in the neck. Lovely. Slowly, slowly bring the head to center and slide the right hand to the back of the head. Just turn your chin to the right and then drop your chin down. So it's roughly level with your right breast. You're looking down towards the right. And use that hand behind the head to very gently ease the chin a little further down. The left fingertips are still extended away from you. So we're just getting a different stretch in the neck this time. Spine nice and tall, so we're not leaning left to right. Lovely. Slowly, slowly, let's release. Bring the fingertips down, stretch the legs out, give the knees a little bounce. And then we'll cross left in front of right. Again, you can cross heel in front of heel or slide the feet a little further apart so you're crossing mid-shin, feet nice and active. Lovely. So this time, right hand stays on the floor. Inhale as you reach left arm up. Exhale into that lovely side bend, maybe chin tucking in. Inhale as you reach and look to the left, looking beyond the fingertips. Exhale back over into that lovely side bend. Lovely. Oh, open up some space this morning, twice more. So inhale to reach. Exhale to come into that lovely side bend. Upper arm alongside the ear. Last one. Inhale. And exhale, keeping the sit bones grounded there if you can. Just reach the left arm all the way up towards the ceiling as you come back up to seated. And then left arm, we're going to bend and bring fingertips to top of your right ear this time. And then very gently draw the left ear towards your left shoulder. And maybe creep your right fingertips away from you. So the temptation as the body starts to kind of cheat in that stretch and lean into one side or the other. So see if you can keep nice and grounded, nice and tall through the spine. And then again, very gently, head presses into hand, hand presses into head. A little bit of resistance, lovely. Back to center. As you bring the head to center, slide the hand to the back of the head, turn the chin to the left, and then drop the chin down, chin roughly level with left breast this time. And again, you can use the hand around the back of the head to gently draw the chin down a little further. And maybe you can creep your fingertips further away from you. Oh, I can feel this on this side, a little bit stronger. Lovely. And then slowly, slowly we'll release. Fingertips finding the floor alongside you. Inhale, flipping the palms up. Let's reach up nice and tall. Maybe the palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart, chin to chest. Lifting breastbone to meet thumbs. And just have a little roll of the head. So chin just rolling across the collarbones there. Just have a little release for the neck after those neck stretches. Beautiful. And then lifting the chin. Fingertips finding the floor. I'm going to roll over my ankles to come onto all fours. If that doesn't work for you this morning, then feel free to make your way to a tabletop position. Spreading the hands nice and wide, directly under the shoulders, unless your chest feels very tight today. Shoulders feel tight, in which case take the arms or hands a little wider apart and your knees underneath your hips. So we've got a lovely long spine. Press into your hands, press into the tops of the feet, bring your navel just up to meet your spine so you've got a nice firm foundation there. And maybe closing the eyes now as we begin to roll with the breath. So as we inhale, we just allow the belly to dip, tailbone to lift, heart to pull forwards, keep the neck long. Exhale, pressing into hands, rounding up, taking the gaze maybe between your knees if you've got the eyes open. Inhale, rolling forwards as you arch the back. Exhale to round. And I really like to close my eyes here. So again, I can just kind of tune in, tuning out of all that extraneous stuff and tuning in instead just to the movement of my breath where I can feel those sensations in my body this morning. So join me if you like with the eyes closed. It just adds a kind of different dimension to your practice. I quite often practice with my eyes closed when I'm practicing on my own. Lovely. So let's come back into that tabletop position, into that nice long back. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, let's just slide the hips back towards the heels. Keep the chest lifted for a minute. Maybe have a little walk of the hips or a little wobble of the hips side to side. And then walk the hands forwards, keeping the hips glued towards your heels. You can drop your palms as you release your forehead towards the floor. Or conversely, lift up onto your fingertips. So palms are lifted, elbows are lifted for a little bit more energy through the side of the body there. Whatever works for you energetically and physically this morning, just go for that. And pause there, taking a couple of nice deep breaths into the back and the side of the body. Fingertips pressing down if you're up on those little spider hands like I've got. Lovely. And then if you're up on your fingertips, allow your palms to drop down. Coming back onto all fours, sliding hands underneath the shoulders, this time tucking the toes under. Getting ready for a little bit of flow, bringing us into a downward dog. So as you inhale, lift the head, lift the heart. And as you exhale, this time we'll push all the way up and back into a downward facing dog. Lovely. In that first downward dog, have a little pedal out through the feet, maybe a little shake of the head as you just explore how that feels this morning. If that's not for you, come back down to all fours and just carry on with those little arches and rounds of the back. If you're in your downward dog, let's take one more inhale there. And as you exhale, come back down onto all fours, flattening your feet. Let's take a child pose, sliding hips to heels, elongating through the sides of the body. Keep the hands where they are this time. So we're going to add that into a little flow. So inhale as you come back onto all fours, arching the back. Tuck the toes under, exhale, downward facing dog. Push the hips all the way up and back. Inhaling, dropping back onto all fours as you arch the back, look forwards. Flatten feet, exhale, child pose, hips to heels. And again, inhale, come forwards, all fours, little arch at the back. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Exhale, back onto all fours. Inhale as you look forwards, little arch at the back. Flatten the feet, slide the hips back to heels, exhale, twice more. It's working with your breath now again. Now we know that little template of movement. Maybe closing the eyes. If you get lost, it really doesn't matter. Just have a little riff on your own there. If it all goes a little bit apart. Last one. Inhale, arch the back, come forwards. Exhale, tuck toes, lift hips, downward facing dog. Back onto all fours as you inhale, dip the belly, lift the heart. Exhale, child pose. Lovely. This time we're going to hold in that downward dog. Inhale, come forwards. Arch the back. Exhale, tuck toes, lift the hips, pause. Downward dog. Pausing there in downward dog, maybe a little bend in the knees as you try and wiggle your hips back, elongating through the sides of the body, up arms alongside the ears, pouring through the fingertips, so you're taking a little bit of weight out to the wrist there. And then looking forwards between your hands, take a little walk forwards. You can come on your tiptoes until you find your feet behind your wrists, and then we'll settle into a forward fold this morning. If that's not for you, just lift your chest and bring your hands just above your knees there, so your head is higher than your heart. If a forward fold really doesn't work for you, if you're in that forward fold, let everything hang. You can let the arms dangle, you can cradle your elbows, you can add that little bit of movement as you sway gently from side to side. Choice is yours. Love. And then if you've got your elbows cradled, we'll let the arms hang. Keep the chin tucked in as you roll your way up to stand. Keep the chin tucked in, keep the spine nice and long as you rebuild all the way up. Beautiful. Just stepping to the top of your mat. If you're not there already, I'll just adjust this so you can see. Lovely. So you've got the whole runway of your mat behind you. Let's find that mountain pose. So feet hip width apart and just gently turning the palms forwards towards the front of your mat so you can really open up through the chest and the shoulders. Lovely. So here we go. Let's again just tune into that moving meditation, tuning out to whatever lies ahead of us for the rest of the day and whatever came before in the week just gone. Beautiful. So as you take a nice deep breath in, let's sweep the arms all the way up, maybe palms touching, maybe chin lifting. Exhale, draw the hands all the way down the center line of the body, bringing the fingertips towards the floor. Bend your knees if you need to. Lifting up halfway as you inhale, fingertips, floor, shins or thighs. And as you exhale, we're going to plant the hands and step the right leg back, lowering the knee. You can keep the toes tucked, you can flatten the foot, choice is yours. Lovely. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, we're going to take a little cactus, drawing both elbows back this time. Okay, here we go. Inhale, reach forwards, palms facing inwards. Exhale as you cactus the arms open through the chest, maybe lift the chin. Lovely. Inhaling, reach forwards. Exhale as you open the chest. Lovely. Just once more. So a little wave with the breath there, catching that wave of breath. Lovely. When you're in that cactus, let's just pause there, drawing the elbows back, lifting up nice and tall through the chest. And then as you inhale, let's reach the arms up nice and tall. Exhale, bring the hands down, frame that front foot. Back knee stays down for this first twist. So left arm lifts, opening up through the chest, reaching that top arm up towards the ceiling. So you're turning towards that left knee. Lovely. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, we'll bring the hands down. Pick up the back knee, look forwards. And as you inhale, slide that left leg back into plank. And as you exhale, let's bring both knees down as you lower the chest. Lovely. You can take the hands a little wider apart if your chest feels a little tight today. I'm going to take 3 nice gentle cobras here. So as you inhale, with a squeeze the elbows towards the back of the room as you lift the chest. Just little ways pressing the pelvis down, and as you exhale, come all the way down. You might not be coming up as high as me. It really doesn't matter. Find your kind of comfortable place to come into that little back bend. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to add on this next time. So hands under the shoulders. Inhale onto all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lovely. So find that nice length through the sides of the body. We'll take an inhale here. And as you exhale, try and sink the heels down as you push the hips up and back. Right leg lifting this time. Inhale. Exhale, step it forwards. Help it up if it doesn't get there. Drop the back knee. Inhale as you reach the arms up. And as you exhale, just soften the shoulders, maybe widen the arms so you're holding that big beach ball. So as we hold that low lunge for a couple of breaths, soften the front body, reaching up through the fingertips. You can lift your chin. Lovely. Greeting this day, take one more inhale. And as you exhale, bring the fingertips down to the floor. Pick up the back knee, look forwards, maybe a little rock back and forth, bit of momentum. And as you inhale, step the feet together at the top of the mat. Exhale as you fold all the way down. Inhale carries you all the way up to standing. Maybe the palms touch above the head. Exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. Lovely. And then release the arms alongside you, palms facing forwards. Lovely. Here we go, other leg. Big breath in to reach the arms up. Elongate through all four sides of the body. Exhale, hands draw all the way down through the midline. Fingertips find the floor, shins or thighs. You can lift the chest halfway as you inhale. Exhale, hands down, left leg steps back, and we'll drop that left knee. Ready for that little wave of breath with our cactus. So inhale to sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, big cactus of the arms, so elbows draw down. Inhale, we reach the arms forward so the palms might even touch together. And then as you exhale, we draw the elbows back in that little cactus, twice more. So have a little look if you're confused, and then just kind of flow with the breath. It's not going to be perfect, just something, a nice movement through the back and the front of the body. Holding in that cactus now, maybe drawing the elbows back, lifting up through the chest, maybe lifting the chin. And then inhale, reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, hands frame that front foot. So this time it's the right arm we peel up, so we're turning towards that right knee. Just making sure you've not popped the right hip out. Up towards the ceiling, reach, reach, reach. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring the hands down. So we're going to tuck the toes under, lift the back knee, keep the chest forwards. And as you inhale, slide or step right leg back into plank. Lovely. So you can keep your knees lifted as you exhale to lower or pop them down, flattening the tops of the feet. Inhale into your little cobra, just one now. Exhale to lower down. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog, or come up through all fours. Choice is yours. You might need to walk your feet in a step or two. I always feel I need to do that so I can really lengthen through the sides of the body. Deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, send some weight down through the heels, lengthen the sides of the body. Left leg lifting this time. Let's take a nice inhale in. Exhale, step or help, left foot forwards. Drop the back knee. Inhale into that lovely low lunge, so sweep the arms up, and then I'm just going to soften the shoulders as I exhale, maybe take the arms a little wider so I can really let the shoulders drop, let the neck grow long. You might even lift your gaze. Beautiful. Let's take one more big deep breath in, reaching for the sky, and as you exhale, fingertips find the floor. Pick up the back knee. And you might have a little rock back and forth, building a bit of momentum. So on your next inhale, you can spring that back foot forwards to the top of the mat. Exhale as you fold. Deep knee bend as you rise all the way up. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. Just close the eyes for a moment. So just pausing in stillness, maybe. The body has a little rock back and forth or side to side until it finds its place in space. Weight even between the right and the left foot and the inner and outer edges of each foot. So lengthen out through the lower back, so tailbone dropping down, lifting breastbone to meet your thumbs. That lovely kind of opposition, heaviness through the lower body and a lightness through the upper body. So we're going to build up now, feeling free to return to that one that we've just done with the back knee down. Or we're going to build it up a little bit, choice is yours. So let's reach the arms down alongside you, palms facing forwards, open up through the chest. Here we go. Let's take a nice deep breath in as you reach up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, hands come all the way down the midline into that forward fold. Finding that halfway lift as you inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to step the right leg back, coming onto the ball of the back foot, all 10 toes face forwards. Make sure the feet are on a diagonal. And on your next inhale, let's come into a high lunge. Lovely. Pausing in that high lunge. So just allow the center to drop. So you might just pop a bend in the back knee. Just tucking the pelvis under. Let's take an inhale as you reach up. And as you exhale, we're going to cactus the arms back into that little flow we did before. So as we inhale, we reach forwards, maybe stretch that back heel away from you. And as you exhale, we draw the elbows back. Lovely. Twice more. So we wave forwards. Remember, you can do this with the back knee down. Oh, a little bit of balance. Lovely. Inhale as you wave forwards. Exhale, elbows draw back. Lovely. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, hands come down, framing that front foot. So you might want to slide that right leg back a little bit, so lower the hips. And this time as you inhale, we're going to take the left arm up, keeping that back knee lifted if you can. Tuck the left hip in, reaching up towards the ceiling. Lovely. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, bring the hands down. Little flow. Inhale into plank. Remember, you can skip this bit. Exhale to lower all the way down, flattening the feet, inhaling into your cobra, or maybe pressing into palms of hands and tops of feet, coming into upward dog, and then tucking the toes, lifting the hips, downward dog. Let's take a couple of nice steadying breaths there. You can pause and rest in child pose, inhaling deeply through the nose, exhaling, finding that weight through the heels, length through the sides of the body. If you're in a child pose, find your way to back into downward dog. And this time as you inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step or help it forwards, top of the mat. So this time we're going to spin that left heel in, toes face the long edge of the mat. And on your next inhale, let's cartwheel, wimble the arms all the way up into our warrior two, reaching the fingertips apart. Lovely. So we're looking just beyond your right fingertips there. Sink a little deeper. So make sure you're not leaning forwards. I just noticed I was when I caught a glimpse of myself. So if you've got your camera, just check you're not being pulled forwards. Lovely. Right palm turns up. Inhale as you reach the right arm all the way up and back. And as you exhale, we're going to tick-tock the hands down, framing the front foot, turning all 10 toes forwards. And now bring that right hand into the inside of your right foot. And we're going to turn to the long edge of your mat. Coming into a wide leg forward fold. Beautiful. Now walk the hands forward, keep the weight back in the heels as you bring your hands underneath your shoulders. So you've got a lovely long belly and long back. Bring the left hand just right in the middle of the chest, underneath your chest there. And as you inhale, take the right arm up towards the ceiling, maybe looking up towards the fingertips. And as you exhale, bring the hand down, changing sides. So left arm lifts. Keep the chest and the crown of the head coming forwards as you reach the arm up. Exhale, fingertips find the floor. One more each way. Right arm lifting, turning the chest. And keeping the hips relatively still. So pelvis stays relatively square as you lift the left arm up. Lovely, let's come all the way down. So we're going to shift the weight back in towards your heels. Walk the hands forwards one at a time. And see if you can sink your weight back into your heels, elongating out through the arms and the side of the body. It's like a wide-legged downward dog there. Beautiful. And then slowly, slowly walking the hands back underneath the shoulders, lifting up through the chest. You're going to turn the toes, so you're bringing the hands to frame that right foot. So you're facing towards the top of the mat. Look forwards, and as you inhale, step or spring the feet together at the top of the mat. Exhale as you forward fold. Nice bend in the knees as you inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhaling, hands to heart, close the eyes, find that moment of stillness. I'm just going to change sides, someone there, right leg at you. So again, there might be a little bit of movement, left to right, back and forth, until you just find that lovely balance. Lightness through the upper body, grounding through the lower body. Let's try that on the other side. So flickering the eyes open, release both arms down alongside you, palms forwards. Nice deep breath in, reaching up. You might even be coming into a tiny back bend now, pulling the thumbs back. Exhale as you forward fold all the way down. Lifting up halfway as you inhale. And this time as you exhale, we're going to step the left leg back. Remember, you can drop the back knee. Make sure the toes are on a diagonal, feet are on a diagonal, so just hop the feet apart. And then when you're ready, take a nice breath in and reach the arms up towards the sky, coming into that high lunge. So softness in the back knee, drop your center, maybe tuck the pelvis under. So you've got a lovely plumb line from the crown of the head down towards the tailbone. Lovely. Take one more inhale as you reach up. And as you exhale, big cactus of the arms. Here we go with that little flow. Inhale, reach forwards, maybe push that back heel away from you. And then exhale, draw the elbows back, open the chest. Lovely, twice more. So if balance is a little bit challenged today, you can always work with that back knee down, just as we did before. Lovely, one more. So an end in that cactus, chest nice and open, ready to reach up towards the sky as you inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down. I'm just going to slide that left foot back a little bit so I can drop the hips, take the chest forwards. And then when you inhale this time, right arm lifts up. So you're turning towards that front knee, reaching the arm up towards the ceiling. Lovely. Now remember that you can always skip this next bit, have a child pose. But if you're with me, take one more inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale as you step that leg back into plank. Exhale, lower down. Remember, your knees might touch down first. Inhaling into your cobra or pressing into palms of hand, tops of feet into upward dog. And then tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. And hold here for a couple of breaths again, regaining that sense of equilibrium. So opportunity for a child pose, having a little rest. Lovely weight through the heels, length through the side of the body. And then we'll take the left leg up towards the ceiling, take an inhale. Exhale as you step the left foot forwards and spin that back heel in, ready for a warrior two. So lining up front heel with the arch of the back foot. Inhale as you lift the chest, big windmill through the arms. And exhale, we bend that front knee, making sure the knee's above the ankles. So I'm just going to slide my front foot forwards a little bit, widening my stance there, lovely. So looking just beyond the front fingertips, left fingertips there. And then when you're ready, turning the left palm up, inhale as you reach the arm all the way up and back. Exhale, bringing the hands down, frame the foot. Let's get ourselves set up. So turning all 10 toes forwards, and then bring that left hand to the inside of your left foot. And we take again that little turn towards the long edge of your mat. Don't worry if you're not facing me, just listen to the instructions and hopefully you'll get there. So we'll walk the hands forwards, elongating through the chest and the back. So hands under shoulders, crown of the head forwards. So this time starting with the left arm lifting. Inhale, take the left arm up. Exhale as you lower into that little twist, trying to keep the hips pointing towards the floor. Inhale, right arm lifts. There's going to be a little bit of movement through the pelvis, but we're really trying to work in the upper back and the middle back here. One more with the left arm. Keep the chest coming forwards. Keep a nice long belly and long back. Exhale, lovely. Last time with that right arm lifted. Lovely. Exhale. So weight in the heels. One hand comes forwards, other hand comes forwards, and then we sink the chest down, pressing the weight back and towards the heels. So the bottom goes back, and we get that lovely long stretch through the sides of the body. So like a wide leg downward dog position. Beautiful. And then slowly, slowly walking the hands back towards you. Just drop your heels in, your toes out slightly. And then bring one hand to your thigh, the other hand to the thigh, and roll your way up to stand. Bring the hands to heart, and then toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. The feet until they're hip width apart there. Lovely. Lifting breastbone to meet thumbs. Adjust the t-shirt. So a little bit of balance challenge here. So I'm just going to move onto a floorboard that isn't quite so wonky. You might need to do the same. Just settle a gaze on something just in front of you. Beautiful. So keeping a nice long spine. And then lift the right heel. Now you might just want to stay there, or as you inhale, lift the knee. And as you exhale, we're going to bend that supporting leg and just tip the right toes down to the outside of the left foot. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Inhale, lifting the knee, straightening the underneath leg. Exhale, both feet come to the floor. So lifting the left heel, you might want to stay there. Or inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, we bend the right knee as you just tap the left foot down, outside of right foot, squeezing inner thighs together. Inhale to lift the knee. Exhale, bring the foot down. Lovely. We're going to add on. So lifting right heel or knee, inhale. Exhale, we're going to tip the toes down and pause. So right toes are just resting on the floor on the outside of the left leg. Lovely. Keep the hips pointing forward. Squeeze the inner thighs together. See if you can sink a little deeper. The more you bend the knees, the more support you're going to get there. Reach the arms out nice and wide. Take an inhale. Exhale, right arm underneath left arm as we come into eagle. So you might just want to bring your fingertips onto your shoulders, or coming into that full Garuda or eagle pose, crossing at the elbows and the wrists. Sink down a little deeper as you take the elbows forwards and up. You can do this with your fingertips on your shoulders, lifting the elbows. Lovely. So the gaze is just between your forearms there. So if you can sink a little deeper. Beautiful. And then release the arms out to the side. Take an inhale as you reach up, lifting the knee. Exhale, hands to heart, foot to floor. Have a little bounce out through the feet if you need to. And then we'll try that on the other side. So we won't double wrap the feet today. We'll just focus on balance. So left heel, or lifting the knee as you inhale. Taking that little tip tap over to the outside of the right foot as you bend the knees. So bend both knees deeply. Squeeze the inner thighs together, both hips facing forwards. Lovely. Sink a little deeper as you take the arms out nice and wide. Inhale. This time, right arm underneath as you wrap the arms. So again, your fingertips might just come onto your shoulders, or we do that double wrap. So as you take the elbows away from the chest and up towards the ceiling, we keep the shoulders down, and then see if you can sink a little deeper. Squeezing everything towards that midline. Elbows lift up, bottom dips. Beautiful. Release your wings, take the arms out. And then as you inhale, reach the arms up, lift the knee. Exhale, bring both feet underneath the hips. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, take that nice forward fold. Now generously bend the knees. Give a little shake of the head. Maybe a little walk out through the feet. So bending one knee and then the other. Let everything soften. Beautiful. And then bend the knees generously so your fingertips can find the floor. Lift your heels and see if you can slowly, slowly, slowly bring your bottom down to meet your heels. Fingertips find the floor, so you might just stay there in that little squat, or hand to the knees. Press the knees away from you as you lift up nice and tall through the spine. Little balance, beautiful. You might stay there, or you might even bring the hands to the heart. It's a great one to strengthen the feet, stretch out through all the fascia of the feet as well as improve balance. Beautiful. Take one more inhale. And then slowly, slowly, we'll bring the fingertips down and gracefully, elegantly bring your bottom down and stretch the legs out in front of you. Giving them a little bounce there. Oh, well done. That's a little cheeky balance there, isn't it? Nice bend in the knees. Let's take the arms up as you inhale. Exhale all the way down, back into that forward fold. So nice and easy, maybe a little shake of the head there. Softening everything. Lovely. Just a couple more breaths. Grounding ourselves, finding the floor after those standing poses. And slowly, slowly roll your way back up. So I'm going to take the left leg out to the left and the right heel in towards your groin there. Lovely. So left leg extended, right heel in towards groin. Beautiful. Sitting up nice and tall. We'll bring the right hand down just alongside the hip. And as you inhale, reach the left arm up. And as you exhale, take a nice side stretch. Inhale through center. And as you exhale, I'm just going to tick tock from side to side, trying to keep the hips grounded, sit bones grounded. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale. Over to the left. Exhale. So this time we're going to inhale through center. Exhaling, right hand down, left arm reaching up and over. Option to stay there or roll to the inside edge of that left foot. Look down towards your right hand as you push the hips forwards. So you can keep the bottom down or you can just come into that little deeper stretch there. Lovely. Slowly, slowly we'll lower all the way down, sweeping the hand in front of the face. Bringing the hands down and changing legs. So left heel in, right leg extends. So you might want to just drop your hips back a little bit so you're sitting right on top of your sit bones. So this time, left hand down on the floor, right arm lifts, inhale. Exhale. Oh, such a good stretch from the hip. Keep the toes pointed up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Tip-tock over to the other side. Exhale. So really try and avoid shifting the weight from side to side in your sit bones. So you're just waving that movement through the upper body. Are you ready for that little hip lift? So this time we'll bring the left hand down, right arm sweeps up and over. Option to stay there or roll to the inside of your right foot. Look towards your left hand as you push the hips forwards. Beautiful. And slowly, slowly sweep that arm in front of the face as you lower the hips. Beautiful. So we'll bring the feet to the floor, holding on around the backs of the legs. Slowly, slowly begin to ease your way down. Just slide the hands down the backs of the legs as you ease your way down onto your back. Seeing if you can ease out any speed bumps there. And then straighten both legs, straighten both arms back behind you, back into that full body stretch. If you want to interlace the hands, push the palms away from you, go ahead, feel free. Beautiful. So find that length through all four sides of the body again, the sides of the body, the front and the back of the body as you inhale. And as you exhale, let's bring the right knee back in towards the chest, just as we did at the beginning. You might want to just tuck your chin in as you bring that right knee in and down. Left toes stay pointed up towards the ceiling. Sliding your hands around the back of that right leg as you take the leg up into a hamstring stretch and lots of standing poses. So let's stretch it all out. Foot nice and flexed, maybe a soft bend in the knee. Lovely. And then just bring your left hand to the top of your left hip and just take that right leg out to the right, just bringing the right elbow down so you can bring a little bit of support. Heels pressing away from you, so both feet nice and active there. Inhale through center. And this time as you exhale, left hand to outside of your right leg, we come over into a little twist. So you can just let that right arm let it just fall alongside you or bring it out level with your shoulder. If it's too much to have the right leg straight, pop a bend in the knee. Lovely. So wherever we are, getting a nice stretch up through the outer thigh there and into the back. Lovely. Slowly, let's roll all the way back onto our backs. Just bringing the hands once more around the back of that right leg. So you can keep the hands below the knee, or as you lift your head and shoulders, slide the hands up around your calf, tucking the chin in, maybe even hovering that left foot off the floor, toes pulled back towards your face on both feet, so nice strong legs there. Take one more inhale. Exhale, drop the left heel, roll the head and shoulders back down, and bend that right knee, and slide the right leg away from you. And just pause there. I always feel that my right side now just feels about an inch or two longer than my left side. So let's rectify that, bringing the arms back, coming into that lovely full body stretch. Take an inhale, exhale, left knee coming in this time. Oh, stretching that right heel away from you. That's a lovely stretch out through the muscles of the low back. And then holding on around the back of the leg. Left leg extends up towards the ceiling now. Foot flexed. So anchor yourself down through that right foot. Beautiful. And then just bring the right hand now to the top of the right thigh for a little bit of support as you allow that left leg to roll open, dropping out to the left. So you might just bring that elbow down so you can catch the leg from underneath with your left hand, giving a little bit of support. Push the heels away from you. Lovely. And then inhale back to center. And as you exhale, right hand comes to the outside of that left leg and it carries it across the body. So you're rolling onto the outer edge of your right leg there. So this time those right toes are going to roll open. Lovely. Remember, you can always bend the knee if it's too much with a straight leg this morning. Lovely. Coming all the way back onto your back. So once more, just final hamstring stretch, holding on around the back of the leg. You can keep the head on the floor and the hands nice and low, Or slide the hands up the leg, avoid the knee joints, lift the head, lift the shoulders, tuck the chin in, elbows tucked in, and maybe even lift that right heel off the floor. So legs nice and strong there, feet nice and active. Lovely, take one more inhale. As you exhale, drop the right heel, lower the head, lower the shoulders. Bring that left knee to your chest, and then slide that right heel in and bring the right knee to join it. One hand on each knee. And have a little circle or a rock side to side there. Just have a gentle massage through the lower back, the tops of the buttocks. Just releasing any tension. And then we'll bring the knees and the ankles together. We'll bring the feet down to the floor. And allow now the soles of the feet to press together as you drop the knees apart. So we're in a supported cobbler's pose. Now, if your hips feel very tight today, so it's a very passive stretch, you're just letting gravity do the work, but nevertheless, if our hips are tight, you might want to slide your heels a little further away from you. If the hips feel okay, then the heels are gathered in towards your bottom. And just imagine you are almost like a butterfly here. So just notice if you're leaning a little bit more heavily into the right buttock or the left buttock, and see if you can balance things out so the knees are dropping down equally from side to side. And if you want a little bit of feedback, you might just rest your hands very gently on the front of your pelvis there so you can feel if you're balanced. If you're nice and open in the shoulders, you can bring the hands above the head, just resting one hand on the other, the elbows nice and wide. So you've got a lovely sense of space through the whole front of the body there. Just take a couple of nice, easy breaths there. They say the hips are the kind of emotional barometer of the body there. So nice to open them out. Get that sense of release. So if the hips feel okay, just a couple more breaths. If that's really uncomfortable, obviously, then draw your knees together. Just bring the feet to the floor. But if you can just linger there for a breath or two longer. Lovely. And very, very gently, just draw the knees together, soles of the feet on the floor. Bring the hands down alongside you, palms down towards the floor. Separate the feet hip width apart. Just going to bring the hips back into alignment now. So pressing into the soles of the feet, pressing into the palms of the hands. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, just start to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Lovely. So this again is a little hip opener, but this time we've got the knees pointing forwards. We're just pushing the hips up towards the ceiling. So we're strengthening now the back of the body as well as getting a little stretch out through the front of the hips. Beautiful. If you want to, you can slide your shoulder blades underneath you and interlace your hands, bringing your chest up towards your chin, lifting the hips a little higher if that feels okay. And if we can pause here just for 2 more breaths, feel free to come down if you've had enough. And then releasing the hands alongside you. You can lift up onto the balls of the feet if you like that sense of space it gives as you roll yourself back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then letting the heels drop. You can take your feet wide and just knock your inner knees against one another. Or you can extend one leg at a time, having a little roll through the ankle perhaps. And get yourself into a nice comfy position. Just for a couple of minutes where we can reboot, ready for the rest of the day, the rest of the week, recharged, ready to face whatever lies in front of us. So as you close your eyes, you might need to make a little bit of movement there to make sure that it's the very middle of the back of your head that's resting on the floor. There's a balance across your shoulder blades, an evenness of weight across the back of your pelvis. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, you might want to breathe out with a little bit of sound through the mouth. Letting everything go. You might want to do that a couple more times with that audible breath out. Again, almost breathing away whatever brought you to the mat this morning. Before gently closing the lips and continuing to breathe in and out through your nose, if you're nice and clear through the nose this morning. Nice deep steadying breaths in through the nose. And nice long exhalations, allowing the body an opportunity just to surrender into the floor beneath it. So each exhale an opportunity to let go of tension. Tension across the face, around the neck and the shoulders, across the hips and the lower belly. All of those particular passports of tension, I'm sure many of us carry. So wherever you might be holding a little bit of tension this morning, see if you can use that exhale, directing it to that part of your body. And maybe setting ourselves a challenge that directly after the class, unless of course we have to for work, maybe challenging ourselves not to go straight to our phones, straight to our computers. Maybe stepping outside, maybe just pausing in that kind of reflex many of us have, myself included, to head straight for the technology. Let's see if we can build in those little pauses in our day. Our own mental reboot. So when you're ready to face the rest of the day, start to wiggle your fingers, maybe having a little roll across the back of your head, slowly, slowly. If you want to have a delicious full body stretch, legs and arms extended, just coming back into that space behind you and in front of you as you stretch out nice and long before you bring the feet back in and just give your knees a little squeeze, hugging them in towards your chest. Again, an opportunity to circle the knees or have a little rock or roll side to side. Before finally rolling onto one side and coming to a comfortable seated position. So you might need to prop yourself up on a cushion or a blanket there so you can get that lovely length through the spine. Again, that sense of heaviness through your sit bones, but lifting up nice and tall through the spine and lightness through the upper body. Let's take a nice deep breath in together, sweeping the arms up. And as you exhale, draw the hands down to your heart, the chin to your chest, and just thanking each other for sharing a Wednesday morning practice again together. Lovely to see you all. Thank you. Namaste. So I said I'd set that little challenge for us to perhaps think of the top thing that we couldn't go a day without. So hold that in your minds, hold that in your hearts as I read out what the survey revealed. So number 1, Wi-Fi. Number 2, tea and coffee. Number 3, mobile phone. Number 4, a shower or a bath. And number 5, the television. Where's the yoga?
Yeah,
We'd all have it at number 1, wouldn't we? Interesting.
yeah.